Sometimes, the hardest part of love isn't when it ends. It's learning how to live after the ending. And finally, she left me. How it began. I wasn't looking for love that day. Honestly, I wasn't looking for anything. It was raining, one of those grey afternoons where the world feels half asleep. I ducked into a small bookstore to get out of the drizzle. I wasn't planning to buy a book. I just wanted to stay dry. That's when I saw her. She was in the philosophy aisle, headphones on, humming quietly to herself. She looked peaceful, focused, like the rest of the world didn't exist. Then it happened. She reached for a book on the top shelf. It slipped from her hand. And I caught it. She pulled out her headphones, gave me this soft smile, and said, "Thanks. Guess I'm clumsy today." That smile stuck with me. I didn't know it then, but that moment would change everything. Funny how the biggest chapters of your life start so quietly. Part 2. Falling. At first, it was little things. Casual conversations. Messages that turned into late-night talks. Coffee that turned into long walks. Walks that turned into dates. I found myself looking forward to her texts, her voice, her presence. It wasn't like fireworks going off. It was quieter, steadier. Like building something, block by block, until suddenly you realize it's a home. She made me laugh. She made me feel seen. She made me believe in love, the kind that doesn't just excite you, but anchors you. And before I knew it, I loved her. Not because of one grand moment, but because of 1,000 small ones stitched together. She was my best friend, my safe place, my favorite person. Part 3. The Golden Days. For a while, life was beautiful. We traveled when we could, even if it was just to the next town. We stayed up until 3 a.m. talking about dreams and fears. She wanted to write a book someday. I wanted to build something lasting, though I didn't know what. We weren't perfect, no one is. But we were happy. At least, I thought we were. Those were the golden days. Days where love felt endless, where the future felt certain. Days I wish I could bottle up and keep forever. Part 4. The Cracks. But even the strongest walls can break if you don't take care of them. It started slowly. She became quieter, more distant. Our conversations grew shorter. Our laughter faded. She was there, but it felt like part of her wasn't. At first, I blamed stress. Work. Life. I told myself it would pass. But deep down, I knew something was changing. Arguments started. Little things at first, then bigger ones. She said she felt unheard. I said I felt unappreciated. We both wanted to fix it, but the distance kept growing. I tried harder. Planned dates. Wrote her letters. Bought her little gifts. But love isn't something you can force back into someone's heart. And no matter what I did, I felt her slipping further away. Part 5. The Goodbye. The night it ended, we weren't even fighting. We were just sitting on the couch, the TV on, both of us silent. Then she looked at me. Her eyes heavy. Her hands trembling. And she whispered the words I'll never forget. I can't do this anymore. 6 words. That's all it took to shatter everything. I wanted to beg. To say I'd change. To ask her to stay. But deep down, I knew it was over. She had already left in her heart long before she left in reality. So I sat there in silence as she packed her bag. Watched as she paused at the door. Heard her whisper, "I'm sorry." And then, she was gone. And finally, she left me. Part 6. The Aftermath. The days after were unbearable. The apartment felt haunted. Her mug still on the shelf. Her blanket on the couch. Her perfume faintly lingering in the air. Everywhere I turned, there she was. Or at least, the ghost of her. I couldn't sleep. Couldn't eat. I'd reach for my phone to tell her something funny. Only to remember she wasn't on the other side anymore. Grief isn't loud. It's quiet. It's the silence where laughter used to be. It's the emptiness in the spaces they once filled. Some days, I drowned in it. Other days, I floated. But every day, I felt the weight of her absence pressing down on me. Part 7. Lessons from pain. But pain, as cruel as it is, teaches. I learned you can't force someone to stay. Love is a choice. Every single day. And when someone stops choosing you, holding them tighter won't bring them back. I learned that healing isn't forgetting. It isn't about erasing their memory. It's about carrying it without letting it crush you. And I learned that I am more than who I lose. For so long, I thought my worth came from her love. But I was whole before her. And I am whole after her. It took nights of tears and mornings of emptiness to learn these things. But I learned. Part 8. Rebuilding. Months later, I opened Minecraft again. It was the world we once played together. At first, I almost quit. The memories were too heavy. But then I realized. The world was still there. The builds were still standing. I could keep building. And life is the same. She left, but my story didn't end. So I started small. Cleaned my room. Talked to old friends. Picked up hobbies I had abandoned. Started running, journaling, taking care of myself. It wasn't instant. Healing never is. But slowly, block by block, I rebuilt. Until one day, I smiled again. Not because she came back. Not because I found someone new. But because I realized. I survived.